Good afternoon, everybody. This is the Sacred Fire. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and thank you to all my subscribers for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, I would be really grateful if you could press the bell button below and subscribe to my channel. So this reading is for Saturday the 18th of November. I am recording this the day beforehand, and hopefully there is something that you'll be able to pick up from this reading. So let's just get on with it, shall we? Hope you had a good week this week. The energies, have been challenging for the masculine. I can see that we had a lot of readings previously prior to this with regards to the masculine energy, and them needing really to come up to speed. They're questioning their place in the world at the moment. They may have achieved material success, but that's not really bringing them fulfillment. What will bring them fulfillment is allowing a union with their spiritual selves and their mental and emotional bodies. It is an interesting time because the feminine energies have gone through all of this before, and it's not really new to them having to deal with the cycle. So cycles are being closed out at the moment. We are coming into new energy, new forms of energy. So we need to learn to meld our energies with the environmental energies and just go with the flow instead of getting, I suppose, wound up by it. My apologies, my camera went off. So we're just reading into the collective energies for the weekend, and let's see what comes out. Let's clarify this. Ooh. First, discs at the bottom. Okay, so we have the Four of Cups clarified by the Five of Swords, the Prince of Wands clarified by the Death card, the Eight of Cups clarified by the Five of Wands, the Judgment card clarified by the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Wands clarified by the Six of Cups. Okay, so this is really a soulmate reading. So the collective energy clearly is focused on soulmates at this point. So I'm really seeing here on the Four of Cups. So you can see here is the female figure here looking, at night time, having a good drink and she's finished all the other cups. So this to me, with the moon here, this is a very sort of like to do with emotions for the feminine. The emotions are calm here, I can see. And we have a crab here, so this might be to do with a Cancer, or you are linked with a Cancer, and the cups are clearly finished in the foreground. So, and toppled over. So Spirit wants me to say is that these are the cups of poison that you've drunk in the past. So I think what it is when they're saying cups of poison you've drunk in the past, choices that you've made in the past. Yeah, they're saying yes. that have affected your life path till now, feminines, or the feminine energy within masculines, those who identify as masculines. These are the I would say the negative choices, or the choices that you've made in the past, like the poison chalice. And seeing her drink this final chalice here, or cup, tells me that, I suppose, in the past you've had your final poison chalice. You've gone through that final choice, and it was a difficult one, but one that wasn't necessarily for your higher self, feminines. But this has come to pass because the waters that are ahead are clear, and the moon is bright. So it's not like anything that's really being hidden. It's more to do with the emotional body being calm, and these poison chalices and the chalice that you probably recent past that you drunk are coming up to the surface. So it could be potential negative situations that have come to the surface. Like I said, the choices that you made that were poison chalices, they're coming up to the surface for you to examine. Okay, great. For you to examine, because the sky in this card is becoming clear and we can see stars. So everything is becoming clear. Everything from the emotional body is coming up, and the poison chalices, the choices that you made that were poisonous to you in the past, that weren't for your highest good. You're looking at them because your emotional body is now still, the waters are clear for you to be able to examine them carefully. And with Cancer here, this just clarifies the emotional. This is to do with the emotional body, and yet. Those dark clouds, the things that were clouding your judgment, maybe clouding your decision going forward, it's all clearing up, and you'll be able to see the star. So the star card is to do with destiny and going forward and being protected, being healed. So it's basically saying that you've always been guided and protected by those stars, and your way forward to your destiny, all of that non-clarity is being cleared away. The clouds are being cleared away, because you're able to look in the past and look at what was your poison chalices, what perhaps were your weaknesses, the things you indulged in that just really weren't for your higher self. And that's all to do in your emotional body. And that's really clarified here by the Five of Swords. Now, this is really to do, as you can see, masculine and feminine are at odds with each other. They're not in harmony at all. In fact, the feminine is she's hiding her sword ready to go for him. And it has been either an imbalance inside of yourself or an imbalance on the external, either to do with a karmic or a soulmate cycle that you've grown out of, you've evolved from, that you no longer need to be in your life. This also could pertain to perhaps an external masculine, that maybe not relationship, but work related or family related, where things have come up, a dispute has come up, where you're thus examining your choices that you've made in the past. And it's helping you to make a clear decision moving forward. But just know, even though these things that appear negative, they have a positive outcome, because, like I said, you have the stars in this Four of Cups, where they are shining, even though there are clouds in the sky. It's shining through, so you're being healed and you are being protected. It's all part of the healing process to bring things up to the surface. And here we can see the Prince of Wands, which is the next card. This tells me that, let me just turn it the other way around for you. This could be pertaining to a Leo, a fire sign. This just, in general, this tells me that you're moving forward towards your passions, what you would like in life. And although I said this is like a relationship soulmate reading, it could also be to do with relationships and other soulmates, not necessarily in a romantic sense, but in other aspects of your life, like I said, business, family, friends. It could be any of that. But really, this fire here. Fire is a transformational energy, and I'm the sacred fire. I have a lot of elemental fire, and I can say this element burns as a transformation. It's for most people that perhaps come across people like us, or that have an elemental, really strong elemental fire energy, we can burn people. It can be painful when we start burning or triggering things, but it's really for your higher good. And this fire is burning because it's burning away all the crap and dross in your life, and all the things that maybe the cords, the baggage that has held you back. And we can see there is this drive forward, like a chariot card with the fire, chariots of fire. That's all. And and you are pushing forward with this passion and speed. So, like I was saying in my other video about clearing your sacral chakras. Again, this is this burning of passionate energy, which comes from the sacral chakra. So, like we're saying here, this follows on from examining things, but equally, it's also getting rid of like emotional baggage and cords that may be in your sacral chakra that can do with friendships, other, like I was saying previously, sexual partners, relationships that no longer serve you in your life going forward. So you're really burning all of this away. And with the lion here, this is to do with strength. This strength as well, the strength card pertains normally to a heart chakra or heart chakra opening. So this also could mean going towards, because he's looking forward, he's going towards his heart's desire. This passion of going towards from the sacral to the heart chakra, it is all burning through to go through towards your heart's desire. And that's clarified by the death card. And no surprises this here, because this is the end of an old cycle and going on into the new. We have a scorpion here, which could represent Scorpios. And this is really a card of, although it's death, it's rebirth. It's rebirth into the new. And, is it Anubis who's the god of the dead? I can't remember. Yes, in ancient Egyptian myth, when an individual dies, they weigh their heart, isn't it, against a feather, and if it's heavy or light, that will depend where they go, I believe, in the netherworld, in the underworld, and because it's based on actions in life. So again, it's a story here about reviewing your past. When people have like who've come back from like the dead, they say they've gone through like their past life experience, like seeing their past through like a movie screen. And this again is like re-examining what's happened and cutting off your past to go towards the future. So this is all cyclical changes again. It's coming up, it's so strong, and I believe it's really to do with the 1111 portal of the changes that are happening, that are manifesting. And together with this fire transformational energy, it's giving you that passion is giving you the energy, the gumption to be able to move forward, to be able to close out the cycle. And I was just literally about to say the emotional cycle, because my eyes are fixed on the scorpion. So this season is really to close out your emotional cycle, which is a very, very dense, highly dense energy. Like dense energies can stay in the emotional body and bring us down quite a few levels in terms of consciousness, like being aware, being present. So it's really important to close out any other emotional woundings, emotional baggage that may be there, and to put it to bed, to put it to rest now. Because you are sailing off into the sunset and leaving all those things behind, all the cups, all the spilled, maybe the spoiled moments. That's all I'm hearing, the spoiled moments in your life, the things that have spoiled things for you. You're just getting rid of them and just sailing off towards your new future, towards the sun, and letting the sun set on these events and situations that have happened to you in the past. Because really, those things in the past, we have the 5 of Wands here, which is to do is walking or marching into conflict. You don't want to march into conflict anymore. You want to leave all that conflict, all of those spoiled situations, moments that have come about as a result of you choosing to drink the poison chalice. And these poison chalices here, you're letting those poison chalices go, really, and you're just leaving them behind because you no longer want to march into conflict and repeat the same cycle all over again going forward. Because, as I said, with the death cards here, and no surprise the judgment card is here, you're being birthed into a new life. And this is being overseen by God, by the highest, your higher soul, your oversoul, and being protected by like the highest guardian spirits and your spirit guides who are always looking out for you. You just need to call them in, as I said before, because we have free will. They cannot interfere in our lives unless we call them in. So it's really important that you call them in to bring about this new life for you. And clarified, 2 major arcanas, clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. So this is really happening. This is really happening. I really can't emphasize enough how important it is to really review things that are, patterns in your emotional body, baggage in your emotional body, cords in your emotional body, the poison chalices choices that you made in the past, to review them and say, I am no longer going to make those choices. I am going to move forward, and I don't need to make those choices any longer because there is this new beautiful life ahead of me. You can really see that here in the Wheel of Fortune, that the cycle, the wheels turning, the cycle's ending, and a new cycle is coming in. Very, very positive. And the outcome here is the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands here is thought into action. So you can see a head here. Okay, just on its own, looking at somebody like assembling this triangle, and maybe it would have been a template for a pyramid. I'm not entirely sure. And we can see the suns here, and it's orange. So again, to do with the sacral chakra, sacral chakra, it's really, a lot of it is to do with like passion and that passionate creative energy moving forward. So there is thought into action. This, while closing out the cycle, you're thinking about things moving forward. There is the potential, that's what they want me to say. There is this potential energy of your future, because we have free will. You have, well, we all have like sort of not predetermined paths, but likely possible paths that to pick from, basically. So I can only describe it, before we are born into this world. And so it's like the universe is manifesting, like, so the sacral chakra is over the womb in the woman's body, and it is, what do you call it? It obviously, the womb births new life. So what the universe is really trying to say here is it's going to birth into 3D the path that you choose. If you don't want to repeat the same cycle, previous cycles, that, picking the poison chalice cups, then you need to make a new choice, a choice from your higher self. And that's why the head is here. It is the head on its own. It is, making that choice. You're looking, I would say it almost looks like a portal, actually, going through if you wanted to go through the triangle. It's like going through this portal. What choice are you going to make going into that portal? What do you choose? What do you choose to birth into the 3D world? This, is a very strong energy, and you need to also obviously temper all those emotions and passions with the mental body, which is why that's probably why it's on its own here, because it's orange. It's all to do with passion, but we need to temper it with blue and violet, throat and third eye chakra, to be able to manifest this into the 3D world. We need to balance. You need to have a good balance of both, because if you only operate from the sacral chakra, then you're not operating fully from your entire energy field. You're only operating from lower, maybe, or baser desires. Whereas if you want a better and higher outcome, you need to make choices as well from your higher chakras. You're activating those energy fields in order to bring a balance from the lower to higher. Now, I'm not saying that a baser energy is a negative energy or whatever it is. It's your choice. You can do whatever you want. But what I'm trying to say is, if you don't want to repeat the same patterns, you need to not operate just from down there. You need to operate all the way through your body, all the way through all of your body, and choose a higher choice. Now, this is clarified by the Six of Cups, which is normally seen as a soulmate card, and definitely in my deck it is a soulmate card, because we have two couples here. One obviously passionately, it's suggesting they're doing the business in the background, and a more modest couple in the foreground, and we can see animals, pairing, if I'm not mistaken here, and yeah, two foxes looking at each other. This is a coming together card. It is a union. It's absolutely a union card, and this could be an internal union between your masculine and feminine self, but it also could really mean the union between a similar or exact energy frequency that you're emitting between yourself and another individual, which would be either higher level soulmate or a twin flame. Now, obviously, it's basically saying if you want to have this union, this balanced union, this union with like a higher level soulmate, a twin flame, it's basically saying through all of these cards, this is the work, this is the template that you need to do, you need to follow going forward. Because to come into union with somebody, you need to attract them. Like your frequency of energy needs to attract them, and you need to really complete all of those other cycles, close out all the other cycles, and just bring, obviously, like I said before, bring balance to yourself, leave everything behind, come into your new cycle, and your soulmate, the person who you desire, as long as it's from the higher self and not, as I said, from just the passionate hot self, you need to temper all of that with the mental and spiritual bodies in order to be able to manifest your soulmate. So how would we define, how can I define that as in those energies? All I'm really saying is it is basically from your own, whether you're masculine or feminine, your own womb of creativity, which, imagination in the mind and everything. Visualize how you would want your future. Keep repeating to yourself, I will manifest my highest level soulmate. I won't choose somebody with a lower vibration or lower mindset who I know is not for my highest good. And you will automatically be able to, I would say, when you reach that type of vibration, you will repel away individuals who are not for your higher self, because you are singling out what is for you, what you would want to manifest in your 3D world. And that is what the angels and spirits are saying to you. And I can just hear them applauding in my head. And they want you to be able to have a fulfilling life here in the 3D plane, because that assists in the ascension of humanity. Because the more individuals who come together of a higher frequency, it raises the frequency, although I'm sorry, I'm just getting so many other messages. It raises the frequency of the entire world. The more dots of light we have around the world, the more we can set everybody aflame with the flame of transformation. And this is what they really want me to say and to emphasize, because spirit is really pushing for this transformation. Yes, things are happening in the world which are not brilliant, which are not good, which are for people who have very lower minded consciousness. But in order for us to change that, we all need to come into union with ourselves, union with our higher selves, in order to raise the consciousness of humanity. So not only is it for yourself individually, it is also for the collective consciousness. That is why there is so much emphasis at the moment on people wanting to, not to follow the traditions of just getting married and just being comfortable. But a lot of individuals are being dissatisfied with their current life in the 3D. Why? Because they feel like they're missing something. There is this fulfillment they need. But in order to find that the entire complete fulfillment, they need to clear out everything in the past, be complete and balanced in themselves. And then they'll attract in the external, I suppose, balance. So it is, it's beneficial to everybody, individually, beneficial to everyone collectively. And, I really do hope that in future, maybe you'll come back to this video and say, hey, my soulmate did manifest, I did do the work. I would really love to hear that, actually, to be honest. Or if you're already with somebody that you consider your high level soulmate, hey, we worked all of our cycles out, and we're together bringing your soul mission in and what you desire to do together. That would be an amazing thing for me to really hear. I'd love to hear it, honestly. But the base energy here is the 8 of discs in reverse. So this just tells me that you're still within, there is still, in the environment, there is still work that needs to be done. I mean, you could be well ahead of this schedule, but generally speaking, in the collective, people are still needing to, in the middle of weaving their mats in order to come into 3D fulfillment. Like I said, you could already be there, materially, like successfully sitting there, and this reversal card may not apply to you, but to others, it may mean that you're still working on things in the 3D before you can turn that upright and say, yes, I'm sitting pretty now, and all my coins or ducks are in a row, and I am totally ready for my soulmate or twin flame to come in. In terms of work relationships and business relationships, that's all related, because the higher your vibration, the more that you'll attract the things that are meant for you, not the things that you feel you have to do. And that's really important to differentiate. And your relationships, your working relationships, your familial relationships become better because you learn how to maintain your boundaries lovingly, not force, not in this 5 of Wands energy. You're not doing all of that marching towards conflict. You're doing things in a measured and balanced way. So I really do hope this message has helped. Goodness, it's 20 something minutes long already. And I will be back with further readings. I am planning to do some zodiac readings at the end of the month. I just really want to experiment and see how it goes. If you are able to tune into that, please do tell me whether you found it useful or not, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much again for listening to my reading. If you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. Hit the bell button below. And thank you so much again for listening. Bye-bye now.